Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Bethesda here. Why did I say Bethesda? I'm not Bethesda. Am I? Is that why Starfield's not out? No, I am not Bethesda. It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news roundup video where hopefully I don't trip over my words this time and accidentally create a joke somehow. That's like accidentally making a destruction spell when you're just trying to like bake bread or something. But either way, I'm going to be breaking down all the most recent Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation like always, and we do have quite a few interesting things to talk about in today's video. Some possible new discoveries related to a new Bethesda Game Studios game that might indicate the Elder Scrolls 6's development timeline a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. I know some people sent this my way thinking that this might have something to do with the Elder Scrolls 6, but I don't think it does. A few people did send it my way, so I do want to break it down in today's video, but we do have some other interesting things to talk about as well, because some insiders that did indicate that Starfield is almost certainly coming out in 2021, all of a sudden, at once, at the same time, basically, all these different insiders are backtracking a little bit, or at least they might be deciding to play it a little bit safe just because of a lot of the other delays and stuff that have been going down because of COVID. But I have quite a few things to go through in today's video. Some of them are going to be kind of quick, others will require a little bit more love and attention to break down, but let's not waste any more time and get to today's information. First off, I figured I'd start with that Starfield backtracking situation, because not all of these insiders are backtracking. Some of them are more or less clarifying their words, but some certainly are backtracking a bit, and I don't want to call them out directly because, like I've said in the past, even when I reported on their statements, I always said to consider them with a grain of salt, even if they did have somewhat of a credible past in terms of their inside sources and leaks and stuff. But I'm going to just be breaking down a couple things in today's video. The first is from Jeff Grubb, who tweeted this, clarifying that he did hear Bethesda wants to show Starfield off this summer, but he didn't hear anything about Starfield being released in November. He just said it's like 90% sure. But now, after saying publicly that he believes Starfield will 85% to 90% come out this November in 2021, or at least at the end of 2021, he seems to be backtracking a little bit, or at least maybe not backtracking, but backtracking kind of insinuates that he's being a little shady, which I don't think he is. I think he just realizes he needs to clarify his statements a little bit more, because there are a lot of like articles and gaming websites that seem to take his statements and twist them into complete fact. When I talk about them in my videos, I try to indicate that this should be taken with a grain of salt, even though Jeff Grubb does have a credible track record, but it seems like he just kind of wants to play the field safe right now and just say that he doesn't have any confirmable information about Starfield's release date. He has just heard Bethesda really wants to showcase the game this summer, so much respect to Jeff Grubb for clarifying his statements here. I don't want anyone going over to Jeff Grubb and saying he's backtracking. His circumstance isn't backtracking. There's another insider I'll get to in a second, which I believe is backtracking a bit, but Jeff Grubb just kind of wants us all to be prepared for Starfield to have been pushed back to 2022, because who knows how much COVID has affected the development process of Starfield. Except another insider, Klobriel, which I guess means toilet seat in German or something, actually did backtrack a bit. In the past, I've reported on Klobriel's statements over at Reset Era and here on Twitter, but Klobriel has said before, and bear in mind, Klobriel is another trusted insider who has said information from sources that turned out to be true in the past, so his credibility is up there. It's pretty credible. The toilet seat man, or whatever Klobriel is pretty credible, except when they backtrack. But previously on Reset Era and Twitter, Klobriel said that as of December 2020, Bethesda Game Studios did plan on releasing Starfield in November of 2021. But now Klobriel is actually kind of going back on the previous statement, saying that they really don't know. Now, this might not be backtracking. Klobriel may have just actually heard from inside statements or from their insiders that Starfield was targeted for a November 2021 release. However, maybe they really don't have that kind of inside track into Bethesda to kind of understand just how much Bethesda was affected by COVID, and maybe Bethesda did decide now that they should push the game back, because it didn't didn't get as much attention and development time as it would have gotten if COVID didn't make people work from home and take some time off. Now, bear in mind that this does seem a little contradictory with what Clobriel has said in the past, but Clobriel is just operating on information they were told by insiders who, again, were just operating on information they knew. It's been known in the past that developers do have a target release date in mind, only for that release date to be pushed forward and delayed without them ever even being notified of it happening. Basically, they find out the same time the community finds out, if the community even finds out at all. And obviously, regarding Starfield, the community wouldn't find out, but the developers definitely would after all the discussion of delays due to COVID would have went down. So maybe I shouldn't have referred to this stuff as backtracking, but I know that's the buzzword a lot of people are using when they're referring to these insiders in their previous statements about Starfield. So I kind of wanted to clear the waters, I guess, a bit here and kind of show you how it's not necessarily backtracking. It is more or less just clarifying and trying to play it safe, because who knows what is happening behind the scenes. Because let's say, for instance, an insider was told 6 months ago from a developer that Starfield was targeted for November of 2021, but then a few months after that the developer was told by ZeniMax or just Bethesda executives that the game was going to be pushed back and they have more time to work on their assets. That insider will then hit up like Clobriel or Jeff or Mike the Liar or someone and tell them that, hey, things have changed, the game may not come out this year, you may want to just reiterate a few things. And it seems like that might be what's happening now, because both Clobriel, Jeff Grubb, and other insiders have all of a sudden today, basically at the same time, wanted to clarify and reiterate some of their previous statements regarding Starfield being released in 2021. But like I said, this is all speculation, unless Todd Howard is actually standing behind these insiders and forcing them to read from a script, because otherwise he'll make them disappear, doing the Black Sacrament for leaking his secrets. Ooh, Todd Howard joke, that's not overdone.
Did you actually think that joke was funny? That wasn't. Nobody is laughing. Here's a graph of comedy over the past 20 years. This is when you told your joke, you have single-handedly ruined comedy. I've also asked several comedy stars their opinion on your joke, and this is what they had to say.
I've been researching comedy for the past 50 years, and I've genuinely never seen a joke this bad. We've used quantum physics to look into alternate universes to see every joke ever made, and yours was still by far the worst.
Congratulations! You've literally created the worst joke in human history. Here's a medal.
Thanks, Sonic. That was really crappy, my dude. Next thing I want to talk about in today's video, previous Ghostwire Tokyo creative director Ikumi Nakamura is opening up her own indie dev studio, and that's super hype. I can't wait to see what she works on, and it's still kind of mysterious why she left Bethesda after Ghostwire Tokyo was announced and got such a good reception. Especially Ikumi herself did a great job on stage at E3 2019, and for her to just leave shortly after that event was just very mysterious. So I wish her well with her indie studio, and I hope she finds happiness with her future projects. She is definitely very creative, and I can't wait to see what she comes up with next. And the last thing I want to talk about in today's video is something a few people sent me basically all at once, and it is for a LinkedIn profile and a discovery on this LinkedIn profile. This is from the LinkedIn profile of Alexander Alza, who is a lead environment artist at Bethesda Game Studios in Bethesda Game Studios Austin. And like I have talked about in previous videos, there's a lot of rumors that both Bethesda Game Studios Austin and Arcane are working on 2 unannounced projects, and there are even some rumors that go a little bit further down a rumor hole to suggest that sounds weird, to suggest that both BGS Austin and Arcane are actually working on the same project, but I don't think that's the case. Whatever this project is, there's other rumors suggesting it might be in Unreal Engine 4, which would be interesting, but either way, based on this discovery that a few people in the community have sent me, this new project, these undisclosed goodies, I guess began development in 2019, or at least the lead environment artist began working on these projects when they were hired in 2019. Bear in mind, they may have been working at Bethesda Game Studios before that, but whatever this project is, it's safe to say that it was in full development back in 2019, which means it's been in the full swing of development for at least a couple years now. And I know some people might think this is TES 6, and they may be like, oh, TES 6 began the full development process in 2019, which might line up. I mean, if Starfield comes out in 2021, I would kind of assume that The Elder Scrolls 6 would maybe begin the full development process in 2019, although that may seem a little bit early. But either way, I don't think this is related to TES 6, because like I said, and like I reported on in previous videos, both Bethesda Game Studios Austin and Arcane are working on new and announced projects. We have no idea what these games are. I speculate that one of them may be Spy Team, which is a trademark filed by Bethesda for a new game that hasn't been announced yet, but that's all speculation as well. Either way, it is confirmed that that Bethesda Game Studios has a new game in development as early as 2019, and I'm just super interested to see what this game is. But either way, that's everything I wanted to break down in today's video. We're always in speculation country when it comes to Bethesda, even if it's outside of Bethesda Game Studios. It's fun to be speculating about the other Bethesda Softworks studios as well, like Arcane. I can't wait to see what the future of Bethesda holds, partnered with Microsoft, and that's everything I want to talk about in today's video. Did I say that already? Either way, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And if you want to help grow the channel and the community, be sure to share the content, share the channel, get people to subscribe, because the YouTube algorithm really ignores channels underneath 100,000 subscribers. However, since I'm going to ask you all to share the content, the channel's been growing a lot faster, so huge thank you, it is much appreciated. And speaking of appreciation, huge thank you to these amazing people for going above and beyond to support the channel and bring you content like this. If you want to get a permanent future video shout out in every single one of my videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, when the speculation just doesn't ever seem to end. I can't wait to actually be talking about more concrete things about Starfield.